Hello, my friend. Welcome to MetaMind Meditation, the channel bringing you peace and wellness through guided meditations, sleep meditations, and practical tips for a more fulfilling life. In our last video, we talked about intuition. We gave it a workable definition, we discussed ways in which your intuition tries to communicate with you, and we talked about ways to deepen your connection with your intuition. A link to that video is posted below for you. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already, or feel free to review it again. So how can you use your intuition? That is the topic of today's video. Before we get to the how, let's ask why. Why would we want to access our intuition? We live in a society that often stresses fast-paced lifestyles. We're rewarded for work and increasingly punished for not working, or so it seems at least. Most of us are out of touch with our inner voice because daily demands and distractions almost never end. Insomnia is on the rise, along with other mental disorders such as anxiety and depression. The goal of this channel is to help people pause and refocus on the internal, the side of ourselves that often gets drowned out in the day-to-day noise. Through no fault of your own, your inner voice, your intuition, has been handicapped or even silenced by the unending parade of productivity we have to face in the external material world. By getting in touch with our intuition, we can better understand ourselves and increase our well-being. That is why we want to do this. Imagine you're about to get on an airplane, and someone asks you if the left wing is more important than the right wing. Of course, you would tell that person that both wings are equally important. In the same way, we want to better attune to the inner dimension of ourselves so that we can be a more balanced being. With an internal anchor in place, we are less fazed by daily trivialities, and it can even help us process the tragedies we learn about from the news. In order to use our intuition, we have to be able to hear it. Our last video talked about how we can be more aware and get closer to it. I want to explore ways in which we can think about it. Because intuition is so hard to describe, it can be hard to imagine. People like pictures, and people like concrete things that they can see and touch. That's why it can be so hard to explain to someone else how the internet works, or how the emerging cryptocurrency market functions. Studies show that when people pay with cash, their brains light up in regions as if they were experiencing pain. That doesn't happen with debit and credit cards. Why? Paper money is tangible and countable. Digital money is like air to our brains. We can't register a loss of paper money, but we can't rationalize the difference between the numbers on a screen and using a plastic card to pay. We don't see the card changing or leaving our hand, so it seems completely unrelated at an emotional level. What I'm getting at is that to begin with, let's imagine our intuition lives in a special room inside of our hearts or belly. Those tend to be the locations where we feel intuition the most, such as the gut feeling or following your heart. To get to this state of communication, it is best to be in a rested, meditative state. You want to have a sense of calm and relaxation, a tranquil mind free from distractions. To access the inner voice, we have to separate as best we can from the external world. Imagine you're standing in front of the door to this room where your intuition lives. You gently knock on the door, and when you feel the invitation, you open the door and enter. You see your intuition as a being of soft and gentle light, vaguely shaped like a human. It's sitting calmly in a comfortable chair, and it motions to an identical chair for you to sit in. You feel a wave of comfort and familiarity. Your intuition has always been with you, has always been a part of you in your journey. As you sit there looking at your intuition, calmly begin thinking about what you want to talk about. When you feel ready, gently ask your question or begin talking. Your intuition will respond to you by eliciting emotions within you. You won't experience conversation like you would with a friend or a family member, because intuition works more subtly. Do not be sad or disappointed if you can't hear anything. Your intuition is speaking to you, but if you have spent many years ignoring it, you will have to retrain your ears to be able to listen. Just like trying to run a marathon with no training, it may take some time before you develop the right muscles for this. Depending on your religious or spiritual background or beliefs, you can think of your intuition as your higher self or as a religious figure, such as God. Your intuition is your door to the universe, so it can be thought of as all things, or the universe itself. Personally, I tend to think of my intuition as my personal guide. I've experienced this guide as an inner child and as something more primal and forceful. It doesn't express itself with words, so we have to consider the context and the greater message as a whole, like a work of art. Always take it seriously and try to meet it at the energy level it brings to you. You want to feel the question, what are you telling me? It is important to remember to keep a light-hearted tone and feeling in your heart while visiting your intuition. Your intuition can be your very best friend, and you should treat it that way. If you feel some resistance, it may be due to neglect. If you feel that, remain positive. Forgive yourself for not being present enough. Forgive your intuition for its silence, and sincerely promise to do better. Remain positive. Speak to your intuition as if you were speaking to an upset child. Your intuition will heal that wound. Tell your intuition about your dreams, all the things you want to accomplish, all the things you want to do, how you think you can do the most good in the world. Your intuition will come around slowly but surely in time. Remember to express and feel gratitude for the time you spend with your intuition. When it is time to leave, be sure to thank your intuition. Offer a hug and see if it is willing to hug you back. Always leave with joy and warmth. Promise to return soon, and be sure to follow up on that promise. The best times to do this tend to be first thing in the morning and right before bed. Why is that? While waking or falling asleep, our brain is on the boundary between sleep and wakefulness, between the realm of infinity and the realm of the material world. It is simply easier to engage with your inner voice while in between. You can do this by imagining the scenario we just discussed, or you can take up journaling. Journaling at the beginning of your day has been discussed in many places around the internet, but it is essentially a tool for setting the tone or intention for your day, as well as practically planning your day. This is an opportunity to allow your inner voice to help direct you, honor its input. Before bed, journaling gives you a break from screens and helps you reframe the story of your day. You're also setting the tone for your dreams. While sleeping, the brain reviews everything it experienced, from factual data to feelings you may have had throughout the day. This is your chance to think again on everything that happened and set a peaceful tone for the night. Your intuition is easier to access while sleeping, whether you dream or not. This intentional pause and recalibration will take you one more step towards syncing with your inner voice. As an aside, I want to mention here that I do have an upcoming video on journaling. If you happen to catch this video before that one releases, know that it is coming. Please subscribe for more content like this. When you get closer to your intuition, you will notice it communicating with you more frequently. You will notice more of the signs we discussed in the last video. Always be sure to thank your guide for helping you. As you practice consistently, you will also be able to access that feeling of being in communication. When you feel like you want an opinion on a decision, pause for a second and see if your inner voice responds. If it doesn't, you can try asking it to tell you what it thinks. Another opportunity to engage with your intuition is to think about the options you have for your day. This could be clothing options or activities you may want to do. See what your inner voice wants and honor it if you're able to. As long as you are playful and lighthearted, your intuition will be easy to access. Of course, you can also count on it to help you in stressful situations or warn you of anything dangerous as well. For example, in 1950, W.E. Cox made the observation that fewer people travel on trains that are destined to have an accident than ones that are not. Because no one can know that a train will crash until it actually does crash, Cox had to conclude that consciously or unconsciously, more people were choosing not to take these trains on the day of the crash. How else could that be explained except by a hunch or gut feeling? Where could that have come from? Thank you for watching until the end. Please share your experiences with your intuition below. I'm extremely interested to hear your stories. Peace and light upon your beautiful soul, forever and always.